Hello and welcome to Goose Live. I'm your host, Charlie Stivers, and welcome to today's episode. And we are going to jump into AI tips and insights for business and personal use. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're a busy business person, you're going to want to pay attention to this one. We have some really cool tips and hacks, whatever you want to call them, but just really useful stuff for getting more productive in life and business. So I'm going to introduce my host or my guest here in just a few right after this. And welcome back to Goose Live. I'm your host, Charlie Stivers. And if you're a little bit like me, maybe you've been dabbling in AI, artificial intelligence, just in case, with some of these different tools, applications, whatever you want to call them, to make our life easier, more productive. For example, the background that you see, not this one, but the blue one, it was AI art. And I used some copywriting for AI with AI. And plus, on top of that, there's tons of misconceptions out there. So this is one of those episodes where we need to pay attention or we will get left behind. This nonsense where, thousands and thousands of people are going to lose their job. Yeah, jobs are going to shift because of it, but we're also going to be more productive, I believe. So there's lots of benefits. And my guest today is Mythica Van Griffin, and she has a social media background and has dove deeply into AI so much that she is taking lots of classes, but she's also teaching classes. So that's been pretty fascinating. You know, whenever you want to talk to an expert, it's kind of tough when you're dealing with technology. And AI has been around for a while, but it's really been in the public eye since I would say quarter 3 last year. So, Mythica, welcome to the show. And you're muted still. Yeah. Ooh, I like your background too. Fancy. So, where do you want to start? We've had one AI artist on, and it was pretty fascinating. But we'll kind of just see where this conversation flows. I know you have some ideas to help out the audience, and we'll get into a little bit of your journey into all of this and tell some stories. Yeah, I'll show that right now, actually. So yeah, and she's got some good stuff on there, and it's very active posting about AI. So definitely use that as a resource. Social media posts. Hmm. Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty cool. Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. Talk about productivity. I agree. Mhm. Exactly. Thank you for being on here. Of course. Yeah, we're always learning anyway. Hopefully, most are. Uh, but I agree. I mean, beyond college, it's endless, and you know, always about personal development, business development, self improvement, all those things. Yeah, yeah, sense. Yeah, the secret. Yeah, it's great. Yeah. So yeah. Well, yeah, and I mean, you just told you shared with me a week or two ago that you're in this a week long course, pretty in depth and advanced. You maybe want to maybe that'll lead into the rest of the conversation. And on top of that, you we were uh, going through your LinkedIn, and you had a really cool post that we'll direct people to. And I think that was like, 5 tools or tips that you recommend. Do you want to maybe get into some of these that are some of your favorites? Don't give away too much on that LinkedIn post, but give them a reason to check that one out. Hmm. Have kids. Yeah. Good. I'm excited to check it out. Sounds good. Yeah, and then the Facebook posts you're talking about are what they refer to as prompts, right? Yeah. So I know I looked into some of those too, and it's like, I'm not paying you $100 for that. Okay. Hmm. Oh yeah. Yep. Neat. And I find it pretty interesting, actually, too. And we were talking about this last time as well, and I learned this from someone else. Like, use please and thank you, be kind to the AI bot. Um, and that was fascinating. I even go to the point now where it's like, dang, that was a really good response. Thank you. And they're like, oh, we're glad you liked it. So it's it's kind of fun that it does interact with you to some point. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Love it. Hmm. How about, yeah, I think so too. Um, that it just popped in my head. But what do you think about like spelling errors? Like I always check my stuff, but like these kids now, I mean, they text in, you know, like my son says I'm a, he texts me I'm a now instead of I will be or I'm going to. It's like I'm like, oh boy. So acronyms, spelling mistakes, all that stuff. Yeah. And it's learning. Yeah. Okay. Hey, that's new to me. Yeah. Hmm. Nice. So, well, let's start getting into some of the meat and potatoes of this. And we're going to get back to that after just a quick 30-second commercial. All right. So let's jump into some of your expertise. I know that you're launching a business out of this, and you incorporate it with your social media business as well. So, yeah, why don't you teach us some cool stuff, and and we'll have people reach out to you. Again, we'll put up the your contact info. Yeah. Hmm. That's like crypto to me. Hmm. 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 Sounds like they probably took some of that technology from YouTube that scrubs everything. Mhm. VOX? I'm taking notes. Wow. Nice. Well, we're gonna have to bring you back on the show. Get some updates. Yeah. I know Google's really good about doing that. I've had a couple of friends who get flown into town to their Google headquarters here for some intensive or mastermind. Cool. So, any other tools for business or even personal? Like, how is AI going to help us in real life? You know, at home or emails. Okay. If you do the TLDR, all hands free. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty cool. So, yeah. Gosh. And you know you're supposed to reply. And, yeah. Yeah. Even these like emails that you subscribe to that, for business purposes or, whatever, personal development, even, they're so long and they're value packed, but I wish they had the TLDR of it. And here you go. That's cool. Hmm. Really? Okay. Yeah. Hmm. That makes sense. So I think my first experience was, and we can get into whatever next, but I think it was 2 years ago. I remember there were calendar booking AI bots. Are those, and I remember they were kind of quirky. Anything that's really useful with those, or you can go into whatever else if you're like, eh. Oh, I think it was Amy.ai was the calendar one back in the day. Hmm. Yep. Me too. Oh yeah. Hmm. Yeah, if you know a bot builder, I do want to interview a bot builder. I know there's one in Denver actually that sells the service. I think that's pretty fascinating. Oh, well, there you go. Hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah, I was just gonna ask, is that searchable? But is that list searchable? Like based on a need? Okay. Yeah. So we're down to like 7, 8 minutes. So if you have another one or two tips, um, we can jump into some of those. Yeah, that's a really good tip. Hey, chat, go check yourself. Yeah. So do you actually use the word hallucinations? Wow. Okay. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's sharp. How about like even like are they on phones yet or mobile or any good like AI tools on phones? Mhm. Mhm. Well, good timing. We are out of time. Let me put up your info and thank you so much, Mythica. That was so helpful, and I would really love to have you back. I mean, this is going to be such an interesting journey to take. So, oh, I know, yeah. So check out Mythica on LinkedIn, Mythica Blessing, and she's so helpful, giving person, and super talented. So, um, we'll talk to you next time. And thank you for joining us, Mythica.